and I've learned a lot.
For the bright side of branding, business, and being your own boss.
Hey boss, it's Sunny Lenarduzzi. Welcome to The Sunny Show for the bright side of branding, business, and being your own boss. And today I'm going to give you my 5 steps for how to create your online course. Now, I started making online courses a few years ago, and I've learned a lot along the way. And the beauty of online courses is I went from working with a handful of clients to being able to scale my business, make a greater impact, and serve people all over the world. So I'm able to have a greater impact by using online courses, packaging my knowledge into them, and selling them to people all over the place. So, in order to make your first online course, you need to know you have a good idea. So stay tuned until the end of the video because I will be giving you a checklist to make sure that your course content idea is a winner. Step number 1 is craving. You need to make sure that your course solves a huge problem or an insatiable craving, because people might say, oh, that's a really good idea, I'd buy that course, but then when you launch it, nobody wants to buy it. So whatever you are selling has to solve a problem that someone is not willing to solve on their own or Google to figure out the answer on their own, and they need your unique method to solve that problem or satisfy that insatiable craving. So a really great question to ask when you're trying to figure out your course idea is to survey your community, send an email to a few of your customers and say, what is your biggest struggle with X? So when we launched our course, YouTube for Bosses, before we launched it a few months in advance, we surveyed our audience, and the number 1 question that we asked that gave us the best response for building the course and actually marketing the course was, what is your biggest struggle with YouTube? So start there, and whatever your answers are, bank them, because you can actually use the answers when you market the course. So a lot of our responses were, I really need more views, I need to know how to use YouTube for my business, I'm lost. And then we took some of those answers and actually put them into the writing on our website and the landing page for the course. And that's when people go, whoa, she's reading my mind, because we're using the verbiage that they gave us. So to validate your course idea, ask questions and survey your audience and make sure that it's something that is unique to you in your course. It's a program or a strategy or a solution that you've come up with that only you know, and that's going to make sure that more people actually want to invest in it. Step number 2, following up on that idea of craving, you also want to make sure that your audience is kind of prematurely and psychologically committed to your program before you even sell it. So I'm not talking about Jedi mind tricks here, I'm not talking about anything crazy, but something simple that I do when I'm thinking about creating a product or a service is I'll again ask my audience or throw it out there and see the response. This also validates your idea, because if the response is crickets, then you probably shouldn't make that product or service. If it's a huge response and there's a ton of feedback, that validates that this is a really good idea, and it also ensures that your audience is kind of primed and ready for when you do launch that program. So another example of this is we are thinking about doing a program or a course in a few months. I asked my audience if they would be interested in this specific program or course in the Be Your Own Boss Mastermind group, and the response was crazy. And I've actually had several people say, I'm holding out and waiting for your program that I know you're creating, as you mentioned. When is it coming out? How much is it going to be? Because I want to make sure that I save for it. So it's a really good idea to get people to psychologically commit and kind of give them a warning about your program that's coming out by telling them about it and asking if they're interested. If they say they're interested, then they're most likely going to be a buyer. Step number 3 is, of course, your content. So what is your teaching style? There are courses out there that are one-page PDFs. There are courses out there that are simply a checklist. There are video courses. There are all different kinds of courses. There's live courses. So I teach best on video, but my courses also incorporate checklists and PDFs and documents and strategies so that people can follow along and do those written pieces of the course along with the videos. So as far as content goes, this is probably the easiest thing that you need to figure out because you are the expert at what you're teaching and you've probably already been teaching it for years. Now you just have to figure out how you want to package it. So what do you do most naturally? Is it writing or is it video? And whatever that is, that's how you kind of want to formulate the course. And the first thing you want to do for your content is create a content plan for the program and set deadlines and dates of when you need to have each piece of content finished. And as far as the length of your content or your course, it completely depends. However, if you're going to be doing videos, you need to make sure that they're digestible and not too overwhelming. So I recommend that you keep your videos under 10 minutes if you can, so that your students aren't completely lost and overwhelmed with what you're teaching them. Step number 4 is your customers. So where are your customers going to come from? We kind of touched on this a little bit, but the best places for your customers to come from is your warm audience. So people who already know, like, and trust you. That's why your email list is your most valuable asset as an online business. So start building your email list ASAP. And if you have one, big or small, make sure that you're nurturing your relationship with your email list by providing them lots of value and free content, so that when you have a paid service, they're happy to jump on board with it. So your email list, if you have a Facebook group, that's also a wonderful place to launch your product and find your customers, because it's your most loyal audience. We've done a ton of launches within my Facebook group. And there's also your social media channels and paid traffic. So you can do advertising to your warm audience. You can also advertise to people who don't know about you yet, warm them up, and then turn them into buyers. So those are really the 4 places that you're going to find your customers online. Step number 5 is cash flow. So there's actually a way to kind of fund your course before you even create it, which I know sounds weird, but a lot of times people will sell a course before the course is even finished. And I've done this in the past, and it's not anything that's against the norm. It actually makes perfect sense, because making a course can be a huge undertaking. So you want to actually prove people will buy it. So what this is called is a beta launch. So a beta launch, you usually launch your course at a reduced price just to get people in the door, to get really good testimonials, and to get your first round of students going through the program. And then you tailor the content and build the content as they're going through it. So it's really tailor-made for them, and you know that they want it, and therefore there's more people out there that would be looking for this kind of content. So that's a really great way to start launching courses without having to go through the massive undertaking of making an entire course and not knowing if it's going to sell. There's also, if it's a really low price point item that you're selling, you can just set up your sales page, have all of your marketing done for your product, give people the outcome that they're going to get, sell the product, get people in the door, and then create it from there. So beta, sell at a low price point. You can actually get some cash flow before you go through the process of creating the entire course. But of course, we're all ethical here, right? So you're not going to create it and sell it and not actually finish the course. So make sure that that is a top priority for you, because I won't be happy with you. And so that is how you get some cash flow in the door for your course. And then a little bonus tip here. I know you're probably thinking, okay, cool, I understand the steps, but how do I actually make the course? That is the least of your worries. So I went through the process of making a course from scratch and using all of these different sites and technology and integrations. It was a nightmare. So I use one platform and one platform only now, and it's called Thinkific, and it's the easiest way to make courses online. I am an affiliate for them, and I shout them from the rooftops because they are such a wonderful company with the best customer service I've ever experienced. So if you're interested in trying Thinkific, you can click the link below to do a free trial run and see what it's all about, but it's truly the easiest way to make your first online course. Now you know the steps to making your online course, but you need to know if your concept is any good. So make sure you grab our checklist below to prove your course concept is a winner. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.